What's going on, everyone? So, the New Orleans Pelicans may be having a fire sale as well as some of these other teams. So, per Mark Stein and Jake Fisher, the New Orleans Pelicans are open to trading anyone on their roster except for Herb Jones, Wes Missy, and Trey Murphy III. While naturally resistant to trade inquiries for their young gems, Herb Jones, Missy, and Trey Murphy III, word is that the Pelicans are essentially open to trade pitches for pretty much anyone else on the roster, apart from those three, amid a 5-21 start and more injury woes than even Philadelphia. So you may have noticed that the usual suspects, Brandon Ingram's on that, also little shocking, Zion, although I don't think it should be. I think they should. I think Zion Williamson should be at least fielded, right? You don't have to trade him. I think you at least listen. Because there are teams that they don't care about winning. That they'll just be looking at that and go, man, trade whatever you have to go get Zion. We'll make $1 billion with him in our jersey. Like there's a lot of organizations that's all they really care about. So I do think you could probably get a decent return. I don't think you're going to get some like insane return, but I do think you can get a decent return for Zion. But for the Lakers, Dejounte Murray is not on their list of guys that aren't touchable. If you're the Lakers, you have to at least pick up the phone and make that call. Obviously, what is it going to cost, right? Because the Pelicans traded what? Dyson Daniels, who look what he became for the for the Atlanta Hawks, and 2 firsts. So my guess is it probably starts at Austin Reeves, and 2 firsts is probably what my guess is that the conversation is what would have to be had, right? Like that would probably be the starting point. Question is would the Lakers give up both firsts for Dejounte Murray? An even bigger question is, would they give up Austin Reeves for Dejounte Murray? I was in the camp last season that yes, you should have, right? However you feel about Austin Reeves, I think he is a good role player. I think that's all he is a role player. I don't think he's a star, superstar, anything like that. Very good role player, right? Some people feel otherwise. Some people think he's a star, superstar, whatever. I disagree, but hey, however you feel, there is no way you believe he is better than Dejounte Murray. Because he's not. Who usually wins the trade? The team that gets the best player. And if the Lakers can turn Austin Reeves into Dejounte Murray, right, you'd have to give up other pieces, whatever those other pieces are. You do it, right? Because now you have your point guard for now and the future. You got athletic, versatile, near triple-double a night guy, right, that can go get you 20 plus, right? Him and Anthony Davis would just be good luck. Him and LeBron James out in transition. Now, we've talked about this last season, right? We haven't talked about Dejounte in a long time because obviously he got traded to the Pelicans. But I do have my concerns with Dejounte. I had my concerns last season with Dejounte, just fit-wise, right? Because LeBron James is still like, on-ball point guard a lot of times, right? He's had the least amount of usage of his career, particularly earlier in the season. It's kind of picked back up, but earlier in the season, he was playing more off-ball, running things more through AD, right? A lot of it was, D'Lo missed the game, Austin Reeves missed a handful of games. So would LeBron kind of get back to being less on-ball if the Lakers went and got Dejounte Murray? That's the question. If he would, then Dejounte Murray makes a lot of sense. However, if LeBron is going to be on ball, 50% of the time or whatever it is, right? Like the problem is that we've seen Dejounte Murray plus a high usage on ball player in Trae Young, and it didn't work, right? If you trade for Dejounte, LeBron James has to let Dejounte be Dejounte. Right? He's a guy that can handle the workload. Him and Anthony Davis kind of be your 1-2 punch. LeBron's going to still be LeBron. Also, Dejounte Murray's going to be on the bench getting rest at times. Right? He's not going to play 48 minutes a game. So you could kind of always have one of them on the court. when LeBron goes to the bench, the offense won't just fall apart and break down. DeJounte can carry the offense by himself, right? Like, gives you that athleticism, gives you the things that the Lakers really need, right? So if you can figure out a way to get DeJounte, you have to. Again, if you're Rob, I don't know how realistic it is to get DeJounte, but if you're Rob, you have to pick up the phone. You have to. You have to at least make the phone call, because if you can figure out a way to get him, I think you have to get him, because you can still get DeJounte Murray and then still go get other moves. You get Dorian Finney-Smith. Do you even take Brandon Ingram too or something like that if you have to, right? Like, do you kind of work something out? Problem is, like, it's a lot to get to financially, right? But again, if they're trading Austin Reeves, right, because that's probably where it's going to start, Austin Reeves and a first, multiple firsts, something like that. Could you maybe do a first, a pick swap, and Austin Reeves for him? Obviously, you'd have to throw in another salaries piece, but could you kind of do something like that? So let's go over the numbers, right? $29.5 million is what DeJounte Murray's making this season, and then he has still 3 more years on his, well, technically 2. He has a player option the final year, 2027, 2028. But he's making 29, let's call it 30 million, because 29.5. Then he goes to 31.5, 33.6, and then 31.6, which drops down again for that final year, which probably opts into, gotta imagine. So could the Pelicans look at it and go, we can get off the contract? Could you do Reeves and D'Lo for DeJounte? Right? Because that would get you a little over the money you need, which is good, because you're probably going to need to fill out a roster spot. It gives them a young player that they can keep or trade. And they still get a first, give up a pick swap, because you got to keep at least one first. So that way you can go make other moves, maybe make another big splash. But you could go do something where, DeJounte Murray for like D'Lo and Reeves, Brandon Murray, they have the 18 point, they basically get off of more than half of DeJounte Murray's long-term salary. Or, well, really, it's like, you want to count all the years, it's like, $120 million they get off of. But, that in the offseason, they get off at $18.5 million. You saw that teams really value those expiring contracts. The Pelicans want to get under the cap and all that stuff, right? D'Lo, they could maybe work out a deal, send him elsewhere, third team. There's options there, right? You're not limited. You have flexibility there. Or, maybe if they want more assets, want more pieces, maybe you're trading Austin Reeves for picks. If they're like, hey, we'd rather not have Austin Reeves, maybe you can turn Austin Reeves into something that maybe is more intriguing to them. Whatever you have to do to go get DeJounte, I think you got to go get DeJounte, right? There you go. There's your athletic all-star level guard that the Lakers have supposedly been looking for some time. You're in great shape, right? Still can go make other moves, right? You still have Rui, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt if need be, Max Christie if you needed to, right? Like, you have still another like 40 plus million in tradable, 50 million in tradable salary if you really wanted to, that you could get to and get there. But again, it's like, what are the Lakers willing to give up? What are the Lakers willing to do? What do the Pelicans want? Do they want more than what they gave out? Or are they kind of looking at it as like, hey, if we can essentially get off his long-term money, kind of hit the reset button here, kind of sell off all the pieces, build around Herb Jones, Troy Murphy. If I'm being honest, I think it'll be something where, like, unless they get some blow-away offer, they probably won't trade him. My guess is, like, unless somebody's like, we'll give you 3 firsts and 2 young players for him, rather than like what they gave up, which is 1 young player and 2 firsts. I think unless it's like we got a lot more than we gave up for him, I just don't see them actually parting with DeJounte. Again, I would love it if they did, right? Because I think that's like the one blunder that they've made. I mean, they've made blunders over the years, but I'm talking about like last season, right? You should have gotten DeJounte. That should have been the move you made. Austin Reeves, again, however you feel about Austin Reeves, I know a lot of people love Austin Reeves. Anytime I speak even remotely negative about Austin Reeves, the Reeves stands come out of the woodworks, but he's not better than DeJounte. And I mean, even Reeves stands to be able to admit that. Like, he's not better than DeJounte. And if Austin Reeves and D'Lo get you DeJounte plus, first or whatever else, then you do it. Right? Because now, again, you have your point guard for now and the future. It's not just your point guard for, LeBron and AD's timeline. No, like, you have he could be your point guard for the next, 5-6 years if you wanted to. I mean, he'll be 32 when he's a free agent again. That's still usually your prime for guys. So he'll get through this contract and still only be 32 years old. Right? Now, by that point, he'll probably be towards the tail end of his contract or tail end of his career, and he is very reliant on his athleticism, so it's probably not that guy that you're like, let's give him another max for 4 years. But at least through this contract, he makes all the sense in the world. So you basically have your guy for at least the next 4+ years. Slot on AD. I think you got to do it. You got to at least pick up the phone and have the conversation. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? Do you think, yes, go get DeJounte? Do you think, no, don't get DeJounte? Get DeJounte, but don't trade Reeves. How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Love to hear it either way. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.